heavily around legislation. The lack of legislation, what is going on, how to control it, how, as consumers, we can have confidence in what is in the bottle. And Jota has been one of the foremost advocates for the need for legislation. He's worked very hard on it. So, what is the situation at the moment with the legislative programme, Jota?
Oh, well, Dale, I cannot say in detail here today, though, but today I'm speaking on behalf of JSLMA, the Japan Spirits Liqueur and Makers Association. We plan to register Japanese whiskey as geographical indication to protect and strengthen the category to ensure the legal enforceable rules. Then, to support this, we have introduced new Japanese whiskey logos to protect and strengthen. Yes, please show the.
This is a world first, folks.
Yes. To help promote and help, the other yeah.
Sorry, that was the Australian one. Sorry.
Yeah. Anyway, that's rich future JW in the middle, and the Japanese whiskey and JSLMA, our association, around it. So that is our new logo. It's been already trademarked in Japan and soon to be abroad, little by little. But that's the situation right now.
Well, that's a very, very exciting move. That's going to give, because the whole point about legislation is that, I know people complain about Scotch whisky rules and everything, which I think is unfair, because regulation is there to protect you, the consumer. So this is a fantastic initiative. So yeah, congratulations.
Yeah.
It's a great.
Well, the thing is right now, maybe some of you might know, but abroad, majority are fake or some really, kind of skeptical. So we want to, protect our whiskey from those wrongdoers. So that's our intention as working all our fellow whiskey makers. We are not competitors, we fellows. So we work together to work on that. Well, but I cannot say in detail further, but that legal enforcement soon to be happening.
Were you concerned that the image of Japan was being damaged because of things?
Well, I think overall some image has been affected, but I believe the main whiskey producers have long made and sold with sincerity and integrity and transparency, preserve the credibility, I believe. That said, some my main concern is situation unless we have those legal identification. As a whole industry could be damaged in the long run. But that's what we try to protect.
Excellent. No, I think it's so important. And it's also important, which one of the reasons for doing this class is to show the positive side of what is happening in Japan, that it isn't just stuck in the past, even though it's learning from the past. Things are moving forward, initiatives are being taken to not just make better whiskey, but to help everybody understand what Japanese whiskey is, what Japanese whiskey can be. So wonderful, wonderful initiative. You have a glass with you, though, John.
Well, yeah.
So I think you should.
Yes.
You've got.
Yes.
You've got one. Yeah. Yeah, exactly. I think we should toast the logo. You know, with your
what I have today is this is single grain Japanese whiskey 50-year anniversary limited edition to celebrate 50-year anniversary 2 years ago. So already in Japan sold out. A very limited edition stuff could be introduced in other countries. But this is what that is. The blend of, well, their concept is every sip of this whiskey experiencing the past and the present bright future of Fujigotenma. That's the concept. To materialize, this is the blending, by the way, this is a blend of 3 different styles of grain whiskey we make. Scottish, Canadian, and the bourbon style of whiskey. We make everything on site, from mashing all the way through blending, bottling. We meticulously selected those grain whiskey distilled in 1970s, 80s, up through 2010s. Every decade, meticulously selected casks and blend to make this. Cask strength ended up 52.2%. But I hope, one taste, I hope you enjoy this complexity, layers, name it, but find yourself some beautiful elements. We believe this is the gift from Mount Fuji. Without Mother Nature, we cannot create. With, of course, thanks to our predecessors, and we learned from Scotch, American, and Canadian technique expertise. It brought back to mix with our brewing technology, and so that's what happened.
I know, and also, at the distillery itself, you've been making a lot of changes as well.
Yes. So one thing is, every decade, we keep honing our expertise challenge. Of course, always like Ichiro mentioned, back to original, or our policies very much looking into the whiskey making fundamentals. We need to challenge, but always go back to basics, then what we can do further. That's what we do.
And I think, what a delicious, utterly delicious whiskey it is. I think evidence of how great grain is, it's breaking new ground in many ways.
Well, the thing is, our grain is from abroad. When it comes to grain in Japan, overall, Japan is the land of rice. So definition of Japanese, except for where the grain comes from, we need to make everything in Japan, even in bottling. That's stricter than Scotch. But speaking of grain, we import from abroad. That's what we need to think about. And one more thing, let me talk. When people think about Japanese whiskey, that is not a single style. From Hokkaido to Kyushu, produced, crossover, diversified, climate and landscape, and using variety of techniques. So resulting in distinctively different each other. So that's one thing. There's no one typical flavor. That's one of, I think, in a way, good variety of style. But one thing is we need to maybe learn or pay attention to fundamentals. Challenge good things, but basic stuff or fundamental is very important.
Thank you very much. So we're moving through, we're going to pick up on a couple of points that Jota was making there and look into the future, what Japanese whiskey can be moving forward. And there's one word that keeps popping up, which is monozukuri, or kaizen, which you all might have heard of. So we're going to speak to Hombo-san and Fukuya-san about this. So how important is that thinking of monozukuri and kaizen in moving Japanese whiskey forward and moving flavor forward?
正直社員に改善しろって言ったことは一度もないんです。
Honestly, I've never said that you have to kaizen, improve.
ただ、ウイスキー作りにおいて私が常に社員に言ってるのは自然と対話しろと、酵母と会話しろ、風と対話をしながらウイスキーのことを考える。これをやると結果としてはウイスキー作りにおいて改善になるんではないかな、そういうふうに思っています。
So, President Humble thinks that it's very important to dialogue with nature in when we make whiskey. So you have to talk with yeast, talk with wind, talk with the environment is really important.
So yeah.
Okay, and yes, and the monozukuri kaizen is quite important for us. And monozukuri kaizen allows us to improve the cost-wise and the productivity, even sustainability. However, from a blender's point of view, the first priority obviously is the quality of whiskey. So even today, we will distill the new make spirit in Yamazaki and Hakushu, which are spirit 12 years after it's become that Yamazaki 12 years old, single malt, Hakushu 12 years. Probably it's at that time much better than Yamazaki 12 years compared to the current. So it's a kaizen and monozukuri support, improve and enhance our quality, I believe.
I always find that very interesting when speaking to all of you, that if I'm speaking to a Scottish distiller, this is not criticising Scottish distillers, and they will always talk about being consistent, about making the same quality today and tomorrow and the day after. Whereas speaking to a Japanese distiller, it's I want to make the whiskey better tomorrow and better tomorrow. And do you think that is unique to Japanese culture? Is that a cultural thing, Shinji?
Yes, and as a Japanese culture, we are very impacted by nature. So nature doesn't stay always. It's shifting and changing. So we are always observing that has happened around us. Then we adapt that in such kind of changing to our monozukuri production. So as a result, the quality is shifting, but I believe it's shifting for the better position.
And Hong-san, President.
いや、日本人はやっぱり一生懸命皆さんやりますよね。ここに大企業から我々みたいな小さなところまでありますけど、ウイスキー作りにおいてはこういういろんなキャラクターの人が、真面目に一生懸命やる。これが一番の、ポイントじゃないですかね、ジャパニーズウイスキーの。
I believe Japanese whiskey makers are really taking everything seriously. So from the big companies to the craft makers, everyone has different characters, but everyone take everything really seriously. So that's the culture of Japan.
Yeah. Do you think we're going to see greater diversity? We've mentioned this earlier. Do you think you'll be seeing greater diversity in flavour, and how are you applying that in your company?
そうですね。私、うちに与えられてるその環境っていうのが、たまたまあって、長野と、鹿児島の2つの蒸留所、それに、屋久島にも、場所があったんで、屋久島でのエイジングだとか、そういうことを、向き合って進めていけば、当然新しいいろんなものが生まれてくるというふうに信じて、 我々はやってます。結果とすると、ここにいる皆さんも、違う環境をお持ちでしょうから、そこから何かが生まれてくると、ここは確信を持って言えるのではないでしょうか。
Regarding the diversity, thankfully, Mas has Komagatake, Nuki, and the island Yakushima. So if we dialogue with nature and then keep improving, of course we are going to have a great result. And all of us have a different environment. So as a result, we will have the diversity. We believe in keep doing a good things is really important.
Yes, and as you may know, Suntory has already 100 years whiskey production history, but single malt started in 1984, that's almost 40 years ago. So we started with a blended whiskey. So to make a good blend, we need a different type of whiskeys. But we didn't have so many such currently about 100, but maybe 30 years ago we didn't. That's why each one distillery had to make different type of whiskey to make a good blend. So that's why currently we have different type of casks and different level of peating. So a lot of such kind of approaches. But currently in Japanese whiskey industry, this kind of device is very common practice. Everybody doing for that. So and also as Ichiro-san said, we also back to the tradition. We started promoting both in Yamazaki and Aku, even small scale. So maybe we continue to do such kind of diversity approaches for future to make a better blend.
And we have our final two whiskies. So, Momo-san, what do we have in glass number 6? Glass number 6 is in the middle of the row nearest to you. Okay, number 7 is at the top.
今日の、持ってきたウイスキーは駒ヶ岳蒸留所が、ちょうど、40年になって、そういうことを記念して、11月にリリースするウイスキー、ですから、海外ではここにいる皆さんが初めて、飲まれますけど、そういうウイスキーです。
So actually, Komagatake Distillery, our traditional distillery, is 40th anniversary this year, and this whiskey hasn't released yet, even in Japan. So you are the first person who are trying this whiskey.
このシングルモルトには、駒ヶ岳の、歴史の中で1980年代、1990年代、2000年は悲しいことに蒸留してませんので、2000年代がなくて2010年代、2020年代、この4つのジェネレーションの、原酒が、詰め込まれています。私のイメージではちょっと今まで出している駒ヶ岳より、結構リッチで、余韻があるのかな。ブレンダーじゃないのであまり細かい話はできませんけど、とても美味しいウイスキーがリリースできるんだなというふうに思っています。
So this whiskey is a single malt, but the batch of 4 generations of different casks, from 1980s, from 1990s. Sadly, we have the mothball, so we don't have a whiskey from 2000. But we also have 2010 and 2020 as well. So it's you can feel the journey of the Komagatake, and compared to the our core range, Komagatake single malt, it's more richer and it has like a long-lasting lingering flavor. I am not a blender, so I cannot say like the difficult stuff, but I am happy to have this product here.
駒ヶ岳蒸留所の40年の非常に楽しいことも、長くあった厳しい悲しいことも全部入ってるウイスキーですが、テイスティングしていただければと思います。
Of course, Komagatake distillery had difficulties, as I said, mothball, but in this whiskey we have the most happy moment of Komagatake, and then also the most difficult of Komagatake.
That's great. Thank you. And if you haven't tried the new range, it's on the stand, and do go and try it. Really, it's great to see a distillery come back to life. Shinji, our final glass.
Yes. Okay. So this whiskey is a part of single malt whiskey Yamazaki, 12 years old. I pick up only Mizunara maturation whiskey. So we started making Mizunara cask using domestic oak since 1940s. So, but before that, our two blender only made a blended whiskey using the American white oak and Spanish oak sherry cask. But we had to make a domestic Mizunara cask because it was very difficult to get that wood and the cask from abroad. But I guess he was so embarrassed because very strong character, totally different from before whiskeys. That's why he used Mizunara cask very short term, maybe 3-4 years, and dumping out the use. That's why this whiskey is maybe 4th or 5th very old Mizunara cask, but still remains that Mizunara characteristics.
We're jealous. We're the only whiskey home, so you're tasting every style of whiskey.
Okay, it's Didier's fault. He didn't have enough glasses.
Right. So if you notice that aftertaste, totally different, spicy, any other wood. So this is a Mizunara, 12 years old. Even 12 years old, maybe 4th, 5th old cask still give us this kind of spiciness. So please enjoy this extra whiskey.
Yeah, it's wonderful. My goodness, what an absolute treat we've had. What extraordinary whiskies. I'm just wanting to. We've got a couple of minutes left. I wanted to ask a question to everyone. Thank you. I've got a glass man. It's great. What do you think the whiskey world can learn from Japan? Jota, do you want to answer that?
One thing is, again, whiskey making fundamental is the basic to start with. Of course, now, under the name of innovation, every producer tries something new. It's a good thing. But always, we need to follow fundamentals first. Make sure reliable, trustable, of course high quality, so that we want people, consumers, enjoy without any doubt or concerns, or just really harsh ones. Like for example, our whiskey, we strive to create mellow smooth. I think that's universal. When our predecessors asked to any whiskey makers in Scotland, the US, they say everybody wants to mellow smooth. That's one reason that we set as policy mellow smooth and clean and estery. Everybody talk about it. That's what we need to create. Then challenge.
My challenge. Yes.
It's like shuari in Japanese.
Yeah.
Learn fundamental, then break, then transcend. That's the step.
Yeah, Shuhari, it's very important. If you don't understand Shuhari, Google it. You will understand Japanese whiskey. One last question. This is to everyone. How do you see Japanese whiskey in future, in 10 years' time? We'll go this way.
10年後、日本なんかは人口減少してかなり厳しい状況になるかもしれませんけれどもですね、世界的に見たら、ウイスキーまだまだ頑張れるかなと思います。なので、日本のウイスキーメーカーいっぱいありますので、切磋琢磨しながらですね、本当にいいものをこ これからも作ってですね、世界中の皆さんに日本のウイスキーを楽しんでいただければなと思います。で、ジャパニーズウイスキーのロゴができまして、非常に分かりやすくなると思いますので、そうやってジャパニーズウイスキー発展させたいと思いますし、我々海外にも蒸留所を持ってますので、そういったのも活用しながら、ジャパニーズウイスキーはジャパニーズウイスキーです。で、カテゴリーに入らないものも入らないものをして、本当に美味しいものを作りたいという気持ちがあります。
Good luck.
So Japan may be struggling in 10 years from now from the decrease in population, but obviously there is a big market overseas, a lot of whiskey drinkers overseas to the world. Now that we have the new logo of Japanese whiskey, we'd like to see Japanese producers, and many more of them now, to learn from each other and inspire each other and bring this category forward. Nikka also has a distillery in Scotland, so some may be Japanese whiskey, some may not be that term, fitting that term, but the ultimate goal is to deliver very delicious whiskey.
どうなってるかわかんないんですけど、こういった形で皆さんがこう日本のジャパニーズウイスキーを飲んでこう笑顔になってもらえるようなそんな10年後を目指していきたいなと私自身は思っています。
It is very hard to say that what happens in 10 years for the Japanese whiskey, but we think we are very happy that these occasions, people all over the world could drink the Japanese whiskey and being happy. That's in 10 years. That's really nice future, I think.
Yeah, thanks so much for this opportunity. I don't know, 10 years later, was Japanese whiskey world. But yeah, we have to relationship with almost Japanese whiskey distilleries, and we have to more high quality producing whiskey related and more introduce domestic and overseas global market more and more. Our Japanese whiskey. Introducing. Yeah.
More Japanese whiskey for all of us. That's a good thing.
Yes. It is said there are more than 120 distilleries in Japan, and approaching the number of license, whiskey making license is approaching to 200. So, but 21 years ago, we started a whiskey company. There were less than 10. So it's very quickly increasing. But probably 10 years later, whiskey makers, which makes good whiskey, left. I'm not sure how many whiskey makers left in 10 years, but as a result of your choice. So please enjoy a good Japanese whiskey. Thank you. Thank you.
Yes, I'm really agree with what Ichiro said. I mean, I was going to say, in 20 years, that's what I would say. In 20 years or 25 years, I see a bright future as a whole. Maybe it's the Japanese whiskey, it's widely known and legal enforced. So will be a nice future. But in 10 years, we might have some hard time. with what Ichigo says. A lot of that's the history shown, so we need to be prepared. So that's why I keep saying, new producers learn fundamental. Don't let people down. Make whiskey really trustable, tasty, high quality, so that consumers be loyal. So that's what we try to do. But one more thing. The whiskey needs to be, just not high alcohol spreads. We want to inspire people. That's what we strive to create. Then so that the whiskey give you a joyful moment. That's what we try to strive. If we all do that, yeah, Japanese whiskey will have a bright future. That's why we all together as fellow whiskey makers.
今、100以上のもう、メーカーがジャパニーズウイスキーありまして、あっという間に増えて、これからだいぶまたそれから増えると思います。ここにいる7社の皆さんは今の話でもすごいパッションを持って、日本のウイスキー作りに、取り組んでいる、各社なので、他のところもですね、そういうことで、やっていければ、多分こういう素晴らしいお客様が世界にはたくさんいるんで、ジャパニーズウイスキーの10年後は、明るいものになると思います。とにかく、真面目に前を向いていいウイスキーを作りましょう。それしか言えないです。
So now the actual distillery is over 100, and as Ichiro-san said, more than 200 licenses. So it's gonna be much more distilleries in Japan. But the 7 distilleries right now at the round table, all of them has a great passion. And if the other 100 or 200 has a passion, we have the bright future because we have the great crowd like here, and everyone can enjoy the Japanese whiskey in the world. We will have the bright future for Japanese whiskey as well.
Yes, 10 years time, I will be retired. But I'm very sure and confident. Next generation, the young generation, and newcomers should improve the whiskey quality and spread it globally. So that's why 10 years time, I hope I enjoy Japanese whiskey at one of the established farm whiskey categories like Scotch and Bourbon as well.
Thank you so much.